my crafty friends. It's Dion with the Blushing Mint. Thank you for taking a moment out of your day to join me for another Christmas in July episode. I'm so thankful that you are here with me and for your kind comments, for your thumbs up, for your interaction, and for subscribing, and even those of you who have shared my channel. I just thank you and I appreciate you so very much. So today I am going to share with you a fun flip journal. It can be a journal add-on, it can be a photo flip album. You can I'm running out of ways to describe some of the things that we're making. I feel like it's like I'm a broken record some days, because I feel like everything that we're doing can relate into your journals. It could be part of a vendor. If you're a vendor, you can make them for your vendor events. They can be folios, they can be albums. So I'm running out of ideas of what exactly to call these and how exactly you could use them. But everything seems to be very versatile, and this is no exception. So what this is a layered envelope flip. And so this is all created from envelopes. And so it flips. I've got a top loading pocket here. It flips. You could have journaling space. You could have a photo. Then we have a pocket here. And again, you could embellish this however you so desired. So we have a side loading pocket here. And then you could have journaling or photos on the back. We have a top loading pocket here, and same thing. Then we have another side load pocket that I've glued together, a side load pocket here, and then we have a top load pocket on our last envelope. And you could continue to create these. You could add envelopes. You could do whatever you want. Now, this is what it looks like in the back. So I have literally just glued all of the edges of my envelopes together, and this is going to get sewn into your signature. So if you have your journal book, you're going to actually sew this in right with your signatures. Now, I grabbed a piece of my lace-dyed coffee paper, and what I would do is I would center this onto a piece of my lace-dyed coffee paper, and I'm just going to do it for the interest. I would just go ahead and I would glue down all these tabs right to this lace paper. And I should have glue the other side first, but that's okay. We can get to the same thing. Same thing here, but I'm just going to go ahead and I am going to glue. You could actually leave this open and make a big, huge top loading pocket on this tag, but I'm just going to glue these pages together here. And then we have another journal page in our journal. But it's just going to get sewn in. This is just another page in your journal when you're sewing it in. So I just think this is awesome. And like I said, now, if you were going to do this as a vendor event, you could make it as a flip folio, and then you could just add another 2 pieces of cardstock, or, fold over a piece of cardstock, and then you'd have 2 large mats here. And so tons of versatility. I'm basically just going to show you how to put this together, and then it's literally matting and decorating, and we have been doing a ton of that. So I just want to give you the base for this project and let you go crazy making it however you desire. So I grabbed 5 different sized envelopes here. So I have a tall, thin one, I have more of a standard size, a basic letter envelope, I have a slightly larger standard size, and then I have another different shaped letter size. And the most important thing is that with your large, long envelope, you need to make sure that you cut that down to whatever size you need to be working with. So like my journals are usually 8 to 8.5 inches tall. And so I'm going to go ahead and for the sake of this, I'm going to cut this at like 7 3/4. And then I know no matter what journal I'm going to put it in, it will fit. So I'm going to start with that. And now, because I cut the top off here, and this is my hinge side, there's no reason for me to cut the bottom to make a top load pocket. So I'm going to make these flip to the left, or flip to the right. These all flip to the left. This set, I'm going to flip to the right. Okay? So you got to keep that in mind when you're making cuts. So this is my first envelope. My next envelope, just going to lay in there and back and forth, and you just decide how you want them to lay. There's no rhyme or reason. You can use whatever size. You don't have to have specific sized envelopes or anything of that nature. You use what you have in your stash and you layer them in there however your little heart is content. You can center them, you can have them askew, whatever. But now I do want a shorter pocket for my front, and I don't have any envelopes that are that size. So I'm taking my basic envelope, and I want to make sure that my hinge is now, my opening is on my right hand side here. And so I'm going to cut this to 4 inches. You can make it whatever you want it to be, but I am making mine at 4. And now you have nice layers. From here, all you do is you mat, ink, cut out your circles. So I'm going to go ahead and use the same papers that I used for my first one, only because I have them sitting right next to me, and I have more than enough of them to do this stack as well. So I'm just going to keep with my theme, and I'm going to do them using the same papers. I may, however, just go ahead and layer them the opposite. So for my center, or for my first one, I'm going to use the music paper, and I know that it is 4 inches high because I just cut it, and it is 3 and just over a half. So I'm going to cut this one first. And all right, now I guess I should say the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ink all of my envelopes, and I need to ink them front side and back side. So I'm going to do that, and I'm not going to make you sit and watch me do that. I'm going to pause you for a moment, and then I will come back and we will get ready to mat. So don't go anywhere, friends. Okay, friends, I got everything inked. So now all I need to do is I need to just cut and mat all of my pieces. So I start and I do my fronts first. because they're easy. They just are a straight shot of glue here. Okay. And then my next one is 4 3/4 by 6 1/2. So four and 3/4 by 6 1/2. And I still ink all my cut edges just because I like the finished look you get. Okay. And just glue, glue, glue. So I was thinking about this project, and now I want you guys to know that I'm sure not a single thing of my projects are probably unique by any stretch of the imagination. I'm sure they've been done by 100,000 people, and each one done a different way. This is just what I have created in my mind using the things that I have in my craft space. And so I don't intend to believe that any of my projects are unique, so I want to make sure. But I haven't necessarily watched one specific person make them or see it made this way. So otherwise, I would certainly tell you if I saw a crafter create one like this. I want you to know that I'm certainly not saying any of these are unique items. They're just things that I've come up with in playing with the materials I have in my space. But I was thinking with this could be kind of a fun Christmas gift as well. So let's just say you have 5 people in your family, mom, dad, 3 kids. So you take your youngest kid and you put them, take your youngest kid, put them on the front cover, put a picture of them, and tuck into the pocket their wish for Christmas, their letter to Santa or their Christmas wish. Then you take your second child and you put their photo on here and tuck in their wish for Christmas, and do the same thing for everybody in your family. And then on the back page here, you could have your family Christmas photo. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, that would be such a cute way to create and use this. I don't know. That was just something I was thinking about while I was building the prototype. I thought, oh, how could we use that? And I thought, oh, that would be kind of a fun way to capture the pictures, your family's pictures, and their wishes for Christmas. I thought that would be just something. So maybe I'm crazy, but tell me what you think. Tell me what you think of that idea. I'd love to see your comments. And so this is a mark under 3 3/4 by just under 6 1/2. So a mark under 3 3/4, because I don't want to math. So that's my very legitimate measure, by just under 6 1/2. I don't know. I'm tired, guys. Yep, by a mark under 6 1/2. I am tired today. This is, I have to say, I'm loving this series, but it is a little bit more thought process than my brain was thinking it was going to be, because I have to create the prototypes first, and then I do the videos, and so everything is like twice plus as long to get it done, because I want to have the products to show you at the beginning of the video so that it makes a little bit more sense as we go along. So it's just me making more work for myself, which is 100% typical for me in my life. But yeah, so some days I'm tired. I just get more tired than I thought I maybe should be. And today is that day, but that's okay. I'm still crafting, friends. All right, next one. 4 1/4 by 5 5/8. 4 1/4, 5 5/8. 4 1/4. 5, that's a half, and 5/8. I mathed there, guys. I didn't cut straight by any stretch of the imagination, but that's okay. I'm going with it. I'm going with it because it is okay. I'm trying to learn to embrace imperfection. Okay. And then our big guy we know is 7 3/4 inches tall by 4. 4 by 7 3/4. All right, so let's get this one put on here. Whoop. Me and my glue, just saying. All right, so here are our main pieces. Okay, and then we need to do the backs. Now, for this one, I did my backs with a different paper pad just because I could. I don't know. I probably have enough scraps that I could make it work, but I don't want to. So I'm going to pull my other paper pad here. And this is a Craft Smart Hot Buy pad from Michaels. And I'm just going to flip through here and find two papers. that I kind of like. So yeah, let's do, oh my goodness, let's do these two. Set that aside. And now we're just going to turn around and we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to mat the backs. All right, so I'm going to start with the black and white mat. So the black and white is against the burgundies, and the green is against the papers that have the greens. That's all I'm doing. Okay, so I come back in and I just make my mats again, 4 inches high by 3 and a mark past a half. So 3 and a half, actually 3 and a mark past the half. Let's be very specific here. Set that aside because we're going to use it again, and this is 4. And we ink. I feel like a broken record every time I say that we ink. Okay. I know, don't quit your day job, Dion. Don't quit your day job. All right. Now, you don't want to ink the backs of your papers on your back sides because we're dealing with the flap of the envelope. And so you want to get up, but not all the way to your fold line, because we want to keep the pocket open. And so then, of course, you're not going to go all the way over here with your glue, and then you're going to come and you're going to follow your envelope line with your glue there. I just had this really awkward feeling that maybe I lined my paper the wrong direction. You know, because it wouldn't be a video without me thinking that I've lost my marbles. But I didn't. Okay, so there's our first one. Next one we're going to do with our green. And we're going to go 4 1/4 by just under 5 3/4. 4 1/4. By just under 5 3/4. Yes, because that really worked, Dion. Okay, let's try again. Oh my, see what I'm saying? 5 3/4. I did it at 4 3/4. I don't know. Oh, friends, like I said, I'm a special kind of special. Okay, that's better. Ink. And then again, right, not all the way to the fold line. and then follow your envelope flap without closing the pocket. That is vital if you expect to use the pockets. Okay, there's our second one. And our third one is going to be the black and white, and it is just under 3 3/4 by just under 6 1/2. Just under 3 3/4. Let's see. Let's see. Does this work? We could make this work by just under 6 1/2. I'm going to ink this a little wider because I might have a little bit of an edge on there. But I am reusing what I can use by just under, gotta measure again because, you know, 6 1/2. Helps if I cut straight. That side straight. Okay, ink. All right, same thing. Follow the line of your envelope. Okay. Okay, there we go. We're making it, friends. We are making it. I know. It feels probably like we're not, but we are. We are. Okay. So 4 3/4 by 6 1/2. And this is going to be our green. 4 3/4. Just under 6 1/2. Okay. And it is just a broken record. Glue your edges. And follow follow your flap. Okay, last one, friends. We are in the home stretch. We know it's 7 inches wide, or 7 inches tall. And it is 4 inches wide. So 4 by 7. Oh my Lord, what am I doing? That's because it's 7 3/4, friends. This is what happens. I'm telling you, I'm tired. 4, 7 3/4 is really the length of my envelope. See what happens when I don't measure and I think I know what I'm doing? I don't. I don't, friends. Oh, so much better. Oh my goodness. I hope you guys have more energy and are not tired like I am if you're crafting and doing this, because man, I'll tell you. All right. Now, we don't want to go all the way to the edge here because this is a top-loading pocket. So we do not want to go all the way to the edge. We can go all the way down this edge, but not across the top edge. And then we can go around the bottom, down the side, and then follow the rest of our flap. Okay. There we go. Now, all of our pieces are covered. Now what we need to do is we need to decide how you want your pockets to be. Well, I already had to cut this envelope here, so there's no reason for me to do anything other than to make this a top load pocket. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just cut a little dimple in there for my pocket there. Then, because this is a top load, I like to stagger, but you could do them all as top load. But this one, I'm going to go ahead and have this be a side load pocket. So I'm just going to cut the slightest bit off of here to make this a side pocket. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut my, or punch, not cut, but punch my thumb notch there. And re-ink. Now I am going to go ahead and I am going to put these two together. And the most important thing you do when you do these is you make sure that your fold lines are as tight as they can be together. So you want them to be right up next to each other when you fold those in. Okay, so we have a top load, a side load. Now I'm going to make this another top load. So I'm just going to cut the slightest amount. I mean, and you just have to break that seal on that envelope. And we have a top load pocket. Put our thumb notch in there. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to figure out how I want this one to lay in with these others. They don't have to be even. I don't know. I'm just playing, friends. No, I think I want it to come. I think I want it to show down the bottom just a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue. Now make sure that you don't glue too far into so that you glue over your paper. So it's easier to just glue on the other envelope below it. Okay. So now we have 3 layers. And so this, I'm going to do a side load pocket again. So just trim that off. And then we're going to notch our thumb hole here. And we're going to do that about there. So then again, I'm going to just glue here. And then we have our next one, and this is already a top load pocket. So we're just going to go ahead and cut out our little thumb notch. And now you can see the blue here of the security envelope, whereas these are all, you can see the white of the plain envelope. So what you can do here is you can take your little scraps like this, and which is what I did on mine here. So you can see I went ahead and I lined those insides with the scraps just to cover up that thumb notch. So you can certainly do that with those. I'll do that after I get this one put on. And do I want this? I'm going to line mine all at the top here. So my top lines are even, but my bottom is staggered. That's just how this one's going to come out. That's just how I'm doing it. And all right, so there, now our flip is all together. Here's where you get to go hog wild. You can do you in whatever fashion your little heart is content. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to cut this, ink the top, little glue here, pop that in, line it up. That covers that thumb notch. I might do all of them in this color because I can. So I'm just going to cut this here, and then I'm going to ink this, glue, whoop. I'm not using art glitter glue, I'm using Barely Art glue, and it has wiggle room where art glitter glue does not. Once you touch it, it is where it is. Okay, so we're just going to cover all of our thumb notches. Just gives it, again, a cohesive, it's kind of like inking. It just gives everything a nice, cohesive, clean, finished look to it. So, and I think, especially if you're gifting and whatnot, I think we want to do the best job possible at making our gifts look professional. I don't know. Especially if you're like doing vendors, events, or whatever. We want that nice, clean, finished edge there. And then our top. Last one. All right. So there is our second flip, and we have our top load, a side load, a top load, a side load, and a top load. And again, you could add as many envelopes as you want. You could do this with 3 envelopes, you could do it with 8 envelopes, whatever you feel like. But now here's where you can totally get creative, because we could turn around and we could make a belly band on this, and we could, or we could have a small short pocket here to tuck something in. We could do belly bands on the bottom. We can add extra pockets. Like I said, we can do photo mats. You can tuck tags. You could tuck papers. You can tuck all sorts of things into these pockets. I am not going to finish decorating these at this time, because I believe I'm going to go ahead and use these I'm going to create a journal using this paper pack, I think, as part of my papers in a journal. And so as I get closer to Christmas. And so I am going to use one of these in that journal. And so I'm going to leave mine plain for right now. And then as I am finished, or I'm building my journal, then I can go ahead and add the ephemera and whatnot, and the pockets and the tucks and things as needed as I'm finishing my journal. But if you're going to use this as a vendor event, you could decorate, you know, I would put like little maybe place photo here stamps on here, tuck a little tag in here. You know, I just think you could just be so creative with this envelope flip folio. And so I hope you guys have gotten some ideas from this video. I hope that it's maybe inspired you to pull out some of the envelopes you have in your craft stashes and just put them together, layer them together, add tucks and pockets, and just create some fun things for gifting or for your own family for the holidays. So friends, thank you for joining me. Thank you for hanging out with me. As always, again, thank you for subscribing. Comment below and tell me how you can see yourself using this flip folio here. I would love to read your comments. And as always, friends, until we meet again in the next episode, please take care. Be safe. I hope you're finding time to relax and do some crafting for yourself. Until next time, friends, please be well. We'll chat soon. Bye-bye.